without squishing the flowers. There we go. Yeah. Please be seated, everyone. You guys can go and have a seat. Chag Sameach, everyone. Well, let's do that again. Chag Sameach, everyone.
Chag Sameach.
Wonderful to be here on this Shavuot morning, during which our confirmation class of 2022 become confirmands. Let's give them a round of applause. This is such a touching service for all of us. Cantor and I get to step back most of the time as these extraordinary young people lead us in prayer and in wisdom. And so they'll be leading much of the service through the liturgy, but also with their own speeches that they've each prepared. So let's all take a deep breath of fresh air. The words that we sang as the kids came in are traditional words from Hallel that we sing during the festivals like Shavuot. They mean, thanks God for bringing us to this time. Now that we're here, let's offer a prayer of welcome, the Hine Matov. But actually, before we get to that point, for those who don't yet know me, I'm Rabbi Zach Shapiro, here with
Cantor Lonnie Freilich.
And our entire liturgy will be virtual, or visual, I should say, on the TV screen. So you can look forward to those. And Cantor, do you want to say something about our music?
Well, so our confirmands will be leading us through almost all of our prayers this morning, but of course, at Temple Akiba, we'd love for you to participate. So we invite everyone to sing along and join with us, with them. And as I always say, even if you don't know the words, just sing la la la, but please join with us.
Hine ma tovu manayim shevet
achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad.
Tovu manayim
shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shavuot is a time to celebrate so much. It recalls the receiving of Torah at Mount Sinai, which is why we have confirmation. But it's also an appropriate day to offer a naming for the youngest bud in our Jewish tree. And so we'd like to invite forward Haydn, Robert, Rona, Ruiz, and his parents to come forward to receive a Hebrew name. Hey, Haydn. Hey, Remedios. Hey, Daniel. Hi. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Rick. Come on forward, everyone. Haydn, what an honor it is to be standing with you on this special day, along with your mom, Remedios, and your dad, Daniel. Cantor and I close our eyes and we look back to our earliest days at Temple Akiba when we were just kind of figuring out the music program here. And Daniel stepped in and he played flute for us for so many years during our services. But that comes, Daniel, from some of the treasures that your dad, Bob Rona, gave to our congregation as he endowed his musical talents into so much of what we continue to use in our liturgy. And so this flows down into what an incredible name for someone who flows down from music, Haydn, right?
That's right.
It all makes so much sense. And so today, on this day of Shavuot, in the presence of your grandparents, and your parents, and your synagogue congregational family, we give you now the Hebrew name Yosef ben Daniel, Joseph, son of Daniel. May you grow up not only to be a mensch, but to truly value the words of Torah, the path of righteousness, and the celebration of ma'asim tovim, of good deeds. And so on this day, Cantor and I offer you this very special blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May God's light always shine through you, little Haydn, granting you the most precious gift, the gift of shalom, of peace. Amen.
Amen.
Can I give you a hug?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mazel tov to all of you. Confirmation class, give him a mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Rick. So we'd like the entire confirmation class to stand, but we'd like Zachary Swerdlow to come forward to lead us in a reading prior to putting on their atalases.
Whoever wrapped in a talit in one's youth will never forget, taking it out of the soft sack, opening the folded talit, spreading it, kissing the border along its length. Afterwards, a great sweep over the head, like the heavens, like a chuppah, like a parachute. Afterwards, folding it around one's head as if playing hide and seek, and then wrapping the body in it tight, letting it fold you like a cocoon, and then opening it like wings for flying. And why are there stripes and not black-white squares like a chessboard? Because squares are finite, without hope, and stripes come from infinity and go on to infinity, like the runways at the airport, so that angels may land and take off. When you wrap yourself in a talit, you cannot forget coming out of a swimming pool or the sea and being wrapped in a great towel and casting it over one's head and wrapping it in tight, and shivering a little and laughing and blessing.
All right, class, let's get our talises out. Baruch atah
Adonai.
Beautiful. Have a seat, everyone, except for Lexi. Lexi's going to come forward to offer her speech.
good afternoon, or good morning, everyone. L'Ador Vador, from generation to generation, is a Jewish concept that I learned in the teachings at Akiba Religious School and working towards my B'nai Mitzvah, and still to this day. To me, being a link in the chain of Judaism is to cherish the traditions that have been passed down to me and to pass them down to the next link one day. To me, Judaism is a sense of community. Ever since I was a preschooler at Temple Akiba Nursery School, I've been a part of the Temple Akiba community. And ever since I was born, I've been a part of the greater Jewish community. Living in Los Angeles, I am surrounded by Jewish culture and traditions, and it's something I value and feel privileged to know. My early Jewish memories include Friday night challah baking at Akiba and going to my aunts and uncles' homes to celebrate Shabbat and Passover. My twin brother Micah and I have always looked forward to the Afikoman search. There are many notable Jewish role models to look to, and the accomplishments of amazing Jewish women that come to mind first are Ruth Gader Ginsburg, who leaves a legacy for her accomplishments that spread beyond the Jewish community, and Golda Meir, the first woman prime minister of Israel, and so far the only one, who showed women everywhere her strengths and abilities. These amazing women are not just role models, but demonstrate what it means to accomplish great things. They are part of what inspires me to carry on the legacy, to continue to proudly say I'm Jewish, to pass on others the sense of pride I feel of being part of the Jewish community. This all starts on a much simpler path, as every Monday I look forward to connecting with my friends at Akiba High. I feel no matter what happens in our outside lives, we come together as a community and will always be there for one another, to listen and to help. Being a part of Temple Akiba and the Jewish community has allowed me to build many strong relationships over the years, and for that I am grateful. I cannot think of Akiba without giving thanks to Rabbi, Cantor, Randy, Robin, Melissa, and everyone else who has helped me out at Akiba through the years and helped develop the many links that includes the Temple Akiba community of which we are all a part of. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lexi. We're going to continue with the singing of Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God a new song. Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shir Now invite forward Jordan Wolchuk, who is going to offer our next speech. Are you tangled there? There we go. All right.
I have been a part of the Temple Akiba family for around 14 years and will continue to be a part of this community for as long as they'll have me. Throughout these 14 years, I've been taught so many lessons by so many different people. During the traditional Friday Shabbat services at day camp, the messages that come in every line in every song and every prayer was something that in the moment may have passed me by, but in the long run have provided very valuable messages that I can hold in my heart. Being taught how to sing and getting a line-by-line explanation from Zach Sender or Adon and Doton of each lyric to songs like One Day by Matisyahu or Redemption Song by Bob Marley. I had exposure to this at a young age and sang these songs over and over again with my best friends on walks back to temple or bus rides to the SMC pool. Simply singing these lyrics over and over provided such lessons of peace. Every single person in this big family has something unique to offer. At resident camp, some of my favorite memories of all time are cabin time conversations at night. When each person goes around the circle, whoever has possession of the candle shares whatever they feel like sharing. This is truly an amazing bonding experience that I will never ever find anywhere else with anyone else. These special people share such special things that I sincerely take in and have learned so much from. These lessons that each and every one of us offers is what I personally think links us all together. Learning from one another and taking those lessons and making them as valuable as you can, this is what makes a link. As for myself, I believe that I also have unique experiences that may be of help to others, even if it may just be one person. Taking what may be of no use to me anymore and allowing someone else to apply it to themselves is how I help my community remain strong and continue to grow. Whether it be rabbis sharing new fatherhood extravaganzas, or even just my fellow classmates ranting about their life drama, which I know we all feel very comfortable doing, there has been so much to take away from it. I have found so many role models here and have been helped by the smallest of actions, by my camp counselors, Rabbi, Randy, Melissa, Cantor, and so many more who I've encountered along the way. I hope that I have been a part of that provision of lessons, and I know that I wish to provide whatever I can to the people a part of this family, no matter how small and useless it may seem to me.
Thank you so much, Jordan. We're going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish. Summer Lucas, we invite you to come forward.
Gotta clear my throat. Okay. Shaking a little bit. Okay. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba.
Amen.
Ve'amadi rachirute ve'amlich mahute. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayedecho beit Yisrael. Bagala bagala uvizman kariv ve'imeru.
Amen.
Yehi shmei rabba mevara le'alamu amei amaya yitzbarach yitzbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh v'yitada v'yitale v'yitala shemei dekudusha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damin van v'yama ve'imeru. Amen. My hands are sweaty.
Our next speech is Hannah Varsano.
For thousands of years, men have been getting bar mitzvahs, roughly since the 13th century. But you may be asking, how many years have women gotten bat mitzvahs? Well, the first recorded bat mitzvah was in 1922 on March 18th, which was a girl by the name Judith Kalpan. Men have had bar mitzvahs thousands of years, while women have only had them for barely more than a century. And over this first century of bat mitzvahs, I was one of these women who was fortunate enough to have one. and I am grateful enough to be receiving my confirmation certificate now. The first known woman in my family to get bat mitzvahed, well, technically b'nai mitzvahed, is my grandmother Miriam. She was 34 and it was 1976. She was at Sinai Reformed and was the first class of women to be b'nai mitzvahed at her temple. The first bat mitzvah was in the 1920s, as it wasn't common for women to have them until the 1970s. 10 years after my grandma had been bat mitzvahed, my mom was in 1986, and in 1989, when she was 15, same age as I am now, she got her confirmation certificate, the first person in my family to do so. And now I am the third generation in my family who has been bat mitzvahed, and as of today, the second not only woman, but individual in the family to be confirmed. I am grateful for belonging to a temple where women can reach their goals and accomplishments such as the one I am receiving today. In Hasidic communities, women cannot receive either confirmation certificates or bat mitzvah certificates because of the laws created by men who believe that they go against the Torah. These rules dictate their lives. They cannot sit in the same section as men at temple, unlike at Reform and conservative congregations, and they are forced into marriage. I am a link in the chain of Judaism because I am able to achieve what some of these women in Hasidic communities do not have, a recognition for Jewish education at temple and human rights. I don't have to be forced into an unwanted relationship. I can sit in the same section as men in the synagogue, and I can live my life with freedom. I am proud of the achievement my mom has received as a woman, being the first individual to receive a confirmation certificate. I am grateful both of my parents have gotten certificates for their achievements in Jewish education, and I am proud to be finally achieving my certificate of confirmation. Temple Akiba is a home where us women can achieve our goals. We have a cantor who is a woman, several rabbinical interns who are women, and women who have been bat mitzvahed and confirmed. I would like to thank everyone who made this confirmation class for us students and women possible. I believe that temple is a place where everyone can feel accepted and appreciate each other, and all of us can be a link in the chain of Judaism. Thank you for coming to this confirmation, and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Hannah. That was extraordinary. We're going to invite all in body or in spirit to rise for our formal call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Continuing with the watchword of our faith, the Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated, except for Lexi and Jordan, who are leading us in the Via Havta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווה היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובלתך בדרך ושופך ובקומך, ושרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
Thank you so much. Our next speech, is this on? Hold on. There we go. Our next speech is Shane Valla. Shane, come on forward.
One moment as I unfold this. Hello, my name is Shane Valla, and before I go any further, I would just like to say how truly grateful I am to be here. The prompt Rabbi gave me was, how am I a link in the chain of Judaism? But before I could answer that question, I would like to look at the chain itself. For thousands of years, Jewish traditions have been passed down from generation to generation, no matter the hardship our people faced. During even the hardest times of our history as a people, we have still been able to pass down what our elders have taught us. That is what I am a part of. This is the chain of knowledge being passed down from generation to generation. That's what makes me a link in the chain of all the things I have learned about our culture and people that I will pass on to my children. Being a part of this community is what ties me to the traditions and philosophy that have been given to me as my role as a Jewish person. Being Jewish is who I am. Being who I am as a Jewish person is the link in the chain. I would like to thank Dr. Rabbi Shapiro. Dr. Rabbi Shapiro, Cantor Lonnie, the Sisterhood for setting up this lunch we're about to enjoy, and the men's group for the Kiddush Cup, and Randy and Melissa. I know, it's a lot of ands. Bye. Okay.
Thank you so much, Shane. Love. Thanks, Summer. Dr. Rabbi, wow. All right. So, friends, we're going to continue with the joyful singing of Miriam's song, followed by Mi Chamocha. We put some tambourines out. We encourage anyone who would like to come forward, take a tambourine. We're going to dance around the sanctuary, just as Miriam danced with the women as the children of Israel became freed from slavery.
Followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced all night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she danced towards the light. 5, 6, 7, 8, and the women dancing with their cymbals. Followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. As Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought this sea was hard, with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. 5, 6, 7, 8, and the women dancing with their cymbals. Followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance tonight. 5, 6, 7, 8, and the women dancing with their cymbals. Followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Mi Chamocha, Ba'eli Madonna, Mi Chamocha, Nezar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilo, Ose Fela, Nora Tehilo, Ose Fela. 5, 6, 7, 8, and the women dancing with their cymbals. Followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long.
You can leave them there. You can leave them there. That's fine, Summer. All right, everyone, another big breath. And Summer Lucas, if you'll come forward, you're going to be next.
Howdy. Judaism means something different for everyone. For some, it's just a religion. For others, it's a connection to God. But for me, more than anything, it's a community. Sorry, I have to catch my breath. I've attended a kibbutz since preschool, and coming to temple every Sunday, then Tuesday, and now Mondays, has grown to be my weekly serotonin boost. I'm good. My peers grew to not only be some of my best friends, but a second family. In about 6th or 7th grade, we even started to feed into the familial joke by assigning different roles of a family to one another. Apparently, I convey a dad-like energy, so I naturally was the father of the group. Although my peers weren't the only ones who helped me feel welcomed here, welcomed, loved, and supported. My community was far greater, filled with camp friends and counselors, teachers, Dr. Rabbi, Cantor, Randy, Melissa, Robin, the sisterhood, the men's group, and so many more. It's an uncommon feeling to believe that you're truly wanted around, especially in your insecure high school years, when you're really never sure that you fit in anywhere. But here, you have a friend around every corner. You're seen and loved despite any differences you may have, and really your differences are celebrated. I've never found a group more opposite to one another than my class is, and we have a member of nearly every single high school clique here. And yet, we all love being around each other, and we bask in the differences in our lives and take in the unique stories of our peers' experiences. I can't remember a time where I walked into Hebrew school and I wasn't met by a loud but warm welcome by everyone. There were many nights where I would arrive at Temple and the smile that I would be gifted by this group was my first smile of the day. And they'd bring it out effortlessly. These people mean more to me than I could ever explain, and I really have to thank you guys. Thank you for being a source of unconditional love. I wouldn't be here without you guys. I was taught that my community is my priority. Everything really does take a village. So my biggest takeaways from all my years here are 1, to always show up for the people I love, whether that's just by being someone who can listen, by making sure that others feel oh my God, it's so hot, by making sure others feel supported in their decisions, or by physically showing up to things and adding 1 to a crowd. Show up for the people who show up for you. 2, to appreciate the time that I have with those around me. Like I mentioned, it's not often that people feel that they are made to feel as if they matter. Akiba often discusses the light that everyone possesses inside. Some keep it close to their chest, others very much let it shine, and some are even blinded to their own. And it's so common for people to overlook those whose light isn't immediately visible. But no matter how tightly someone can clench and hold their light to themselves, everyone has a unique one to share with the world. And the way I look at it, life is about acknowledging, igniting, protecting, and rejoicing in each other's light. 3, whenever possible, lift a little weight off of somebody's shoulders. Help people. Protect their light. And the greatest gift you can give is yourself. Implementing all of these within my life is how I am a link in the chain of Judaism. Thank you.
Summer. We'd now like to invite forward Hannah Varsano and Chloe Stiebelman, who will be leading us in the Avot V'Imahot. We invite the congregation once again to please rise.
Adonai sefatai tifta ufia gitehilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'Zoher Hasei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham Bezrat Sarah.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. For our giverot, we invite forward, thank you so much, by the way, we invite forward Shane Valla and Sarah Reynolds.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מחיי חיים וחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים וחולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומחיי אמונתו לישני עפר, מהמוח בעל גבורות ומגדוליה, מלך ממיד ומחייד ומציע ישועה, ונאמנתה לכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Thank you so much. Please be seated, everyone. Liz, I'm sorry, we're going to have to go back a couple of clicks, and we invite Zachary Swerdlow to come and offer his words.
Thank you. Judaism has always been very connected to my life. I've practiced Judaism for my entire life, and through my 16 years, I've grown as a Jew and as a person with that. My Jewish journey has been complicated, and for most of my life, I didn't feel very connected to my Jewish side. I celebrated holidays and went to temple, and I prayed, but I never felt close to religion. Both sides of my family are Jewish. For my entire life, I've celebrated holidays with members who live everywhere. I've celebrated Passover with my late Aunt Shelley, and I've celebrated Hanukkah with my Uncle Marty and my Aunt Linda, and more holidays everywhere. And these parties would always brighten up my day and just make me feel a little better, even though they already were a holiday. When I was younger, I wasn't part of this congregation. I went to Santa Monica Synagogue, and I was a part of the community there, but I still didn't feel Jewish. I went to temple as a part of my family, not a part of a Jewish family. In 6th grade, I switched temples to Temple Akiba. Temple Akiba is a lot different. I've always felt a sense of familial connection with the members of this class. Even from the first day, I've felt close to everyone here. I was accepted instantly. We all had our B'nai Mitzvah, and we pushed forward as a class. It wasn't until earlier in 2021 that I actually felt Jewish. I spent half of the year not going to temple anymore, and I figured that COVID had changed the experience for me. But I missed it, and I didn't know I was missing it until I came back, and I realized that it finally made me whole again. It's been challenging figuring out why Judaism has had such a strong presence on me, and I haven't figured it out fully even now. But there is a part of me that's connected to Judaism. Through my blood family and my temple family, I'm a part of something larger than me. It's not very explainable, not through words a 16-year-old knows, but it's there. And it's the reason I'm Jewish. I'd like to thank Rabbi Shapiro, Cantor Lonnie, Randy Bischoff, Melissa, the men's group, and the sisterhood. And you.
Thank you, Zachary. Wow. Morgan Vermette, we're going to invite you forward next for our next speech. No, you leave the song after. Not yet. Deep breath, deep breath.
Okay. I've been at Akiba my whole life. I was practically born in this temple. My mom and my uncle were both B'nai Mitzvah here and attended camp just like I do. There has never once been a point in my life where I wasn't coming to Temple Akiba periodically, as each one of my siblings and I have gone through the preschool and Sunday school programs, so I've seen a lot. As I've grown up, I've been hearing a multitude of stories from my mom about her Jewish youth, and as time went on, her memories became my experiences. As the years have gone on, I've been able to find solace in this family we have all created, and safety in sharing in and safety in the sharing of secrets and truth with people who I know will always be there to embrace me. I know everyone talks about how much they love their Jewish community and how empowering and wonderful it feels to have this unconditional support. That's because it's true. It's a popular topic for a reason. The community within Judaism as a whole, expanding way farther beyond this temple as well, is like a pocket of understanding and warmth. By being a piece of this whole and continuing to practice my Judaism, I carry on this community within me just as my mom did and just as my possible future kids will. No promises. There is a phrase often used to describe a kibbutz camp. Home is not a place, it is a feeling, and I feel that no truer words have ever been spoken. The community and feeling we each pass down to future generations can be whatever you need it to be, a friend, family, or even something to mentally wrestle with. Reflecting on all the years I've spent having the community serve these purposes, the realization that I would be lost and definitely crazy without all of my dear temple family materializes. To me, Judaism is a promise of acceptance and love and faith and joy, and so I keep this promise to myself and a promise to cherish and share the community I have helped build onto, and always remember the people who have really allowed me to be here in this moment. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank my confirmation class, those present and those who didn't decide to continue their journey, Randy, Melissa, Sisterhood, the men's group, and especially Dr. Rabbi and Cantor. All of these people are a part of the spark that started the flame of me becoming a Jewish woman, and I will always cherish this class and what I've learned and that I get to carry into my life. Thank you for always letting me lean on you when I wasn't strong.
Thank you so much. I want to offer just a little bit of explanation for this Dr. Rabbi business. A couple of weeks ago, I received my honorary doctorate for 25 years of service in the rabbinate, which was huge. I really enjoyed it. And that was on a Monday morning, and that Monday evening I came in and I was kind of glowing, and the confirmation class said, why are you glowing? And I explained it to them. And they said, oh, do we call you doctor now? And I said, not exactly, but they're doing that anyway. Morgan, you sat down. We want you back up here, along with Summer and Jordan, who are going to be offering our next blessing, the Kiddushah. We ask the congregation once again to please rise.
In the middle, I'm sure.
Yeah, because you're.
Oh my god, your mom's camera's right in my face.
Okay, yeah, 130. Closer.
קדיש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד רביעך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, כלו הארץ כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. Hallelujah. לדור לדור נגיד גודלך, ונצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
What fervor, I love it.
What?
What? What's that mean?
Like spirit.
Please be seated, everyone. We invite Chloe Stievelman to come forward to offer her words.
How am I a link in the chain of Judaism? I was born into a family that had already established a very strong chain of Jewish tradition. Growing up, my father and my grandparents lived in a community where there weren't many Jews or even synagogues nearby, yet it was still extremely important to them that they observe the Jewish customs and holidays, attend High Holy Day services, and for my dad and his brother to each have a bar mitzvah. When I was born, it was important to both of my parents that I would go to Hebrew school and be raised as an involved member of my Jewish community. As a young girl, I looked forward to celebrating the Jewish holidays with my family every year and observing our many traditions, from going to Froman's Deli every year on the first night of Hanukkah to watching the classic 1956 film The Ten Commandments every year during Passover. I also enjoyed... Oh, okay. I'm nervous, guys. I also enjoyed going to Hebrew school every week, where I would learn to read Hebrew and study the history of the Jewish people. I remember growing up, I would see the middle and high school students lead Shabbat services and prepare for their bar and bat mitzvahs and confirmation, and I hoped that one day when I was their age, I would be able to do all of those things. I always knew that I wanted to be a leader in my Jewish community so I could establish myself as a strong link in the chain of Judaism. When I was 8 years old, I joined the junior choir here at Temple Akiva. I didn't know it at the time, but this decision was one of the biggest steps in my personal journey as a Jewish woman. I continued singing with the choir through the end of elementary school and into middle school, as well as participating in Temple Akiva's annual Purim Spiel for 3 years in a row. When I was preparing for my bat mitzvah in 2019, I knew that I wanted to take my Jewish musical studies even further. I started studying trope and cantillation more in depth and singing solos and duets with Cantor Lani at High Holy Days and Shabbat services. This ultimately led to me becoming a junior cantor, a role I have held here at Akiva for nearly 3 years. Last year, I started studying more challenging Hebrew musical repertoire, got the chance to sing solos in some of the themed Shabbat Nefesh services that we have here at Temple, many of the songs which I arranged myself, as well as helping to co-lead Akiva's first ever junior cantor service, which I'm looking forward to leading for the second time this coming Friday. I'm so grateful to Cantor Lani for allowing me to soar under her wing as a musician and giving me the amazing opportunity to learn about and perform Jewish sacred music and be a part of so many Shabbat services. I've also been very grateful to have the opportunity to work with cantorial intern Liz Baseman this year. I've enjoyed singing with you and talking with you each week about my singing competitions and choir performances and bonding over our shared love of sacred Jewish music and secular classical music as well. Looking back on all of this, I'm so glad that I've been able to establish my link in the chain of Judaism through music, and I look forward to the future of my Jewish musical journey as I know the best is yet to come. I've also been involved in the Jewish community in a few other ways. I've enjoyed studying Torah and going to Torah study sessions and sharing my modern-day interpretations of the Parsha, as well as being able to chant Torah quite a few times since my bat mitzvah. These past 2 years, I've been a member of the Jewish club at my high school, and I'm excited to serve as club president next year and establish myself as a Jewish community leader among my peers. I started this speech by talking about my family and their involvement in Judaism. While I've become a link in the chain of Judaism that many of my family members had already set out for me, I've also established a brand new chain. I was the first woman in my family to have a bat mitzvah, and now I'm the first person in my family to be confirmed. I hope that in the years to come, the next generation of young girls in my family will add their links to the chain I started. All in all, I hope to continue my leadership in the Jewish community for many years, both at Temple Akiva and wherever I may end up after high school. I know that small 8-year-old girl who joined the junior choir all those years ago has come a long way, and I look forward to what the future holds. A big thank you to Rabbi Shapiro, who has been a big part of all my family's Jewish life cycle events for the past 16 years, Cantor Lani, the Temple Board, Sisterhood Men's Group, and everyone else at Temple Akiva who's been a part of my Jewish journey over the years. And finally, to my fellow confirmation class of 2022. It's been just incredible to go on this Jewish journey with all of you, and I'm so proud to stand beside you guys today. And as I said earlier, this is only the beginning, and the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Chloe, it was 50 years ago this Shabbat that the very first woman became ordained as clergy in Judaism, and you may be in that line as well if you continue on this track that you're talking about. Cantor and I are vying whether that's going to be a rabbi or a cantor, or maybe
She can do
both.
both.
Right. Friends, we're going to take a moment now to close our eyes and enter into our own silent, private prayers, reflecting on perhaps the words that we've heard so far, or just on whatever is resonating in our own souls. Let's just take our own moment now. Confirmands, if you'll come stand around like you did at bar and bat mitzvahs, leave your books where they are, stand over here facing the congregation. Thank you, confirmation class. Come back on the beam over here now. What kind of sock? Oh, stripes, of course. Matches the tie, right? They just asked me a very Talmudic question, what color socks am I wearing today? And I'm wearing stripes, as I always do. When our confirmation class began last fall, I think we had a confirmation class of 3 students, right? Maybe 4. But one by one, more and more people said, you know what, I want to be part of this group because of community and because of what you shared with us. And look at you now. I mean, what a group of young people who are here being that awesome link in the chain of Judaism. We're about to hear words of Torah. On Shavuot morning, it is customary to hear the 10 Commandments, the 10 divine words that were shared at Mount Sinai, where the entirety of Israel said for the first time, and probably for the only time, we all agree with each other. We're all here as one. Even though you all have individual ways of doing things, we stand as one heartbeat. And that's what Shavuot is about receiving that word and then going out into the world and interpreting it in our own way. So we invite the congregation to rise once again as we take Torah from the Ark. Shane and Hannah, you're opening the Ark for us.
Hein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai ve'en kemasecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'hador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom av harachamim heitiv avitzoncha et Zion tivnei chomot Yerushalayim tivnei chomot Yerushalayim kivecha levad batachnu melech el ram v'nisa adon olamim ki mitzion tetzei Torah ki mitzion tetzei Torah udevar Adonai miYerushalayim Baruch shenatan Torah Torah Baruch shenatan Torah Torah le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo Gadlu Adonai Tiu Neromema Shemo Yachdav Al Shlosha Devarim Al Shlosha Devarim Al Shlosha Devarim Haolam Haolam Omein Al Shlosha Devarim Al Shlosha Devarim Haolam Haolam Omein. Let me get the Torah. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Al Shlosha Devarim Al Shlosha Devarim Al Shlosha Devarim Haolam Haolam Omein Al Shlosha Devarim Al Shlosha hold on Al Shlosha Devarim Haolam Haolam Omein Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Torah li Torah li Torah sheli Torah li Torah li Torah sheli Torah the Torah and sing out a song. Dance with the Torah and sing all day long. Torah, Torah Sheli. Torah, Torah Sheli. Ani sameach, ani samecha. Ani sameach, ani samecha.
Please be seated, everyone.
Torah, Torah Sheli. Torah, Torah Sheli.
So we're going to ask those who are chanting Torah to come forward and stand up here with us. So that's Lexi and Chloe and Hannah and Cantrolani. And we'd like to invite all the parents of our confirmands to stand in place to offer the blessing before and then eventually the blessing after the reading of Torah. So parents of the confirmands, if you'll please stand up. And on the count of shalosh, echad, shtaim, shalosh, Baruch. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam. Amen.
Vayedaber Elohim et kol hadvarim ha'ele limlor. Anohi Adonai Eloha asher otseitiha me'eret Mitzrayim mi beit avadim. Lo yihye leha Elohim ahayrim al panai. Lal ta'aseh leha vesel vehotemuna asher bashamayim mimal va'asher ba'aretz mitahat va'asher ba'mayim mitahat la'aretz. Lo tishtahave lahem v'lo tahovdem ki Anohi Adonai Eloha Elkanah Pokei Avon Avot Al Banim Al Shileshim Ve'al Ribeim Leson I. That's it. That's all for me.
That's it.
Okay.
That's for you. That's for Koach.
Ve'osei hasadeh lechab la'alafim lechaniv u'shomrei mitzvotav. Yeah. Lo tasim et Shem Adonai Elohecha lashav ki lo yanker Adonai et asher yisa et shemo lavav. Zohar et Yom HaShabbat Nekadsho. Sheshet Yamim. Ta'avod. Vesit ho melaktecha. Yom Hashi Shabbat Ladonai Elohecha Bima Leo Ta'aseh Kol Melacha Atam Uvnecha Uvtecha Abdecha V'amatecha Uvtemecha V'gerucha Asher Yisharecha.
That's it. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz et hayam ve'et kol asher bam vayanach bayom hashvi'i al kein berach Adonai et yom hashabbat vayikadeshehu kabed et avicha ve'et imecha lema'an yarichun yamecha al ha'adama asher Adonai Elohecha noten lach.
Kendra, do you want to say something about that?
Sure. So, kabed et avicha ve'et imecha, that means honor your father and your mother. And so, whenever my dad, who is a cantor, would sing this portion, and my grandmother would be in the congregation, my dad would say, kabed et avicha and ve'et imecha, and she would go, you better honor me. You better honor me. So from then on, it's been our tradition, starting with my father and then with me, and we've taught it to every confirmand that's had this portion, that whenever you sing, kabed et avicha ve'et imecha, honor your father and your mother. Yes.
Hannah, come on forward.
Lo tirtza, lo tina, lo tigna, lo ta'aneh va'Avraham et shakir, lo tahmo beit reyeha, lo tahmo Ishet reha be'avdo ve'amatov uv'vero v'chamoro be'ho asher yoreha.
That's it. Good job. Yeshua.
With Torah still out and with these incredible voices still reverberating, we want to take the strength of what we've heard so far and remember that beyond these windows are people who are in need of healing, as well as within these windows, within this space. After them. Thanks. As well as those in this space. And so we offer a prayer for healing. Misha Berach. With all the troubles that are going on in the world, as well as in our own communities, we need to take time to remember those who are in need. So we're going to sing together the first, the first part of our prayer of the Misha Berach. And when we get to the center, as my eyes meet yours, perhaps there are people or concepts that you know of that could use a little more TLC right now. And share those names out loud so we can pray together as a community.
Mekor habracha limotenu, may the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheberach imotenu, mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
We'd like to invite once again the parents of our confirmands to stand to offer our blessing after the reading of Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Asher natan lanu Torah temet, v'chaye olam ata b'tokeinu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. So we're going to ask everyone to remain standing. Confirmands, come forward to the ark, to the bima once again. And as we lift Torah, we invite everyone to rise once again.
Benji,
As we lift Torah, let's see, Benji's going to do it. We're going to show you what they so beautifully chanted. Remember, bend down. Sota Torah asher tzar Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael. Turn back around, Adonai beyad Moshe. All right, good job. Lie, 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 lie.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Kendra, I think this is a 3 lie lie 1.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya
Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Mark? And Summer, if you can grab the crowns. Oh. Thank you. 1 second. Excuse me. Ki lekach tov natati lahem, torati al ta'azovu. For I have given you a good instruction, do not abandon my Torah.
It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom, it is a tree. Shalom, shalom, it's not a bush. Shalom, shalom, the tree of life. Shalom, shalom. Eitz chaim hi lemachazikim ba b'tomecha menshar. Eitz chaim hi lemachazikim ba b'tomecha menshar. Shalom, shalom, it is a tree. Shalom, shalom, it's not a bush. Shalom, shalom, the tree of life. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Thank you all very much. Have a seat again. It's now our honor to invite forward, representing our congregation, our president, Kathy Penzo, our board director of religious practice, Carol Diamond, and our sisterhood president, Linda Park. Where did Linda go?
Right there.
Oh, there she is. Okay. So let's start with certificates, then we'll do the books from the sisterhood.
Okay.
Okay, you already told us what to do.
We're having a little powwow session up here. So, in a few moments, both Carol and Kathy and Linda will have something that they'll share that's in our liturgy. But first, they are going to be handing out the confirmation certificates to each of our students. So, Kathy, if you will share the names, and Carol, if you will hand the certificates out.
Okay. Benjamin Corburn. Summer Lucas. Alexa Rabin. Sarah Fabiola Reynolds. Chloe Hannah Stievelman. Zachary William Swerdlow. Shane Holden Valla. Hannah Rachel Varsano. Morgan Emily Vermette. Jordan Lynn Wolchuk.
So it's my privilege to be here this morning representing Temple Akiba Sisterhood and sharing in this confirmation celebration with these 10 amazing teens and their families. Confirmation, as we all know and have been reminded, is traditionally celebrated on Shavuot, or the day of the giving of the Torah. The service this morning has provided us the opportunity to see and share in the acceptance and commitment of the confirmation class as they have led us in worship. They have demonstrated their dedication to prayer and to Torah and truly are an inspiration to us all. And we are so very appreciative of the speeches that have enabled us to catch just a brief glimpse of who these young adults are and are becoming. Sisterhood has the honor of presenting each of these young people with a copy of the Torah, a woman's commentary, both as a memento of this milestone in your lives and as a resource for further study and understanding of your affirmation of Judaism, of Torah, and of being a part of the passage of our heritage from generation to generation. We'll get to the books in a minute. Additionally, this year, Sisterhood has engaged as partners with the confirmation students in pursuing another aspect of their studies and commitment to Tikkun Olam. We propose to fund a donation or donations in honor of each of them to whatever specific charitable or socially conscious cause they chose. It is with great pride that we presented a $500 donation to WUPJ, World Union of Progressive Judaism, for the benefit of the Ukraine crisis, which was their unanimous choice. I want to thank all of these students for allowing Sisterhood to participate in this endeavor and acknowledge the contribution their parents have provided to them as role models. And I want to take just a minute further to share the acknowledgement that we have received from WUPJ for this meaningful action. This is what we got. It just came in on Friday, and it reads, Dear Benjamin, Summer, Alexa, Sarah, Chloe, Zachary, Shane, Hannah, Morgan, and Jordan. On behalf of the World Union for Progressive Judaism Board, staff, and communities around the world that we serve, please accept our deepest thanks for your generous support of our emergency efforts in Ukraine during this profound humanitarian crisis. As I'm sure you know, the needs in Ukraine are severe and deepening. Thanks to the generosity of over 7,000 donors around the world, the WUPJ emergency campaign has raised close to $2 million. With these funds, we have been able to send help as quickly as it is needed, quite literally saving lives and ensuring futures. The letter goes on to specify how the donations are being utilized. I'm going to give it to Rabbi so he can share it with all of you. And now it is my honor to present, with the assistance of one of our younger Sisterhood members, someone that I think some of you might know, Melissa York. Not necessarily in alphabetical order. Hannah Varsano. And Morgan Vermette. You're welcome, Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. And Alexa Rabin. Mazel Tov. And Jordan Wolchuk. And her fan club. Mazel Tov. And Benjamin Corburn. And Summer Lucas, whose ribbon is destroyed. Sorry.
Thank you for the hollow this morning too, by the way. Wow, thank you.
And Chloe Stievelman. Mazel tov. And Zachary Swerdlow. Mazel tov. And Sarah Reynolds. And Shane Valla. Yasher Koach to all of you, and Mazel Tov, and thank you so much for sharing this milestone event with your community.
Thank you, Linda. We have one additional presentation And this is what we call the Rabbi's Award. And every year we bestow it to the student in the class who has exemplified in many ways what it means to be a mensch, what it means to be a scholar, what it means to be a treasure. And what I usually do is I find a book on my shelf which is a treasure, which I find hard to give away. Because books are really important to me. But in truth, much more important than our books are our students. And so when I realize just how extraordinary our students are, giving a treasured book away knows that someone else will keep this treasure. This year, our Rabbi's Award goes to a student who, whenever this person speaks, it's like pearls of wisdom just descend, and the entire world around this person is quiet because they listen. But even more importantly than what this person speaks is the way this person can empathize and can listen to others. And so, Summer Lucas, we invite you to come forward. This book is called A Treasury of Jewish Quotations. I love this book, and it's out of print. And what that means is that when I'm looking for it, I might have to just call you up and say, can you look something up for me? We've inscribed it on the inside. Please know that, yes, while this book is a treasury of Jewish quotations, you are a treasure of Menschlichkeit, and we're so proud of you. Before you guys go, I believe there is a presentation from the class as well. No? Okay. No. Okay. All right. Kathy.
I just want to say one thing. I was so moved.
Kathy?
I was so moved.
Alex? Whoop.
By your speeches, and it's an honor to be a part of this temple. Thank you. We have the honor to present to the congregation of Temple Akiba this year's confirmation class to be a holy link for the Jewish people.
Confirmants of Temple Akiba, you stand here this day in continuation of your formal education in our school. You also stand here because your parents felt strongly enough to do everything necessary to bring about your confirmation. Parents, we now ask that you stand and speak of your hopes, dreams, and prayers for your children.
Parents, stand up. It's on the screen, so hold on. Oh, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we invite the entire congregation to rise to offer this additional reading. Dear families, we stand with you today. Is it on the screens? All right, everyone can read this. Families and congregation. Is it on the screen yet? I'll read it until it comes on there. Dear families, we all stand with you today not as witnesses, but as participants in the ongoing dreams of our people. Through you, this congregation continues to inspire and motivate young minds and souls. We stand here this day as a community, grateful that you have handed the torch so beautifully to the next generation. May we all, as your congregational family, march forward, bring goodness into the world. Amen. Confirmands, if you'll please come forward again, we invite the congregation to be seated. Thank you both so very much. Yeah, she's up.
Liz.
Yeah.
I just want to say, while they didn't have a presentation, the confirmands give, as tradition, a gift back to the temple. And this year, they chose to give something to the Early Childhood Center. Many of them went through preschool here, and they gifted a beautiful planter, a wooden planter, and they are, after this, going to sign their names along the wooden box as a gift for the generation that will come after them to plant seeds to grow. So on behalf of the ECC, thank you.
You're welcome. You got to.
We usually go serve in the middle of the
Shema B'ni, take these wings to fly with. Shim'i Biti, with these roots you will grow. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, and you are the blessing. Shema B'ni. trust in those who are yet to come. Shema beni, shim'i biti, ufros aleinu, ufros aleinu, ufros aleinu, sukat shelomecha. May your heart be filled with wisdom. May your mind be filled with love. May your lips be filled with sweetness. May you shine like the stars above. Shema beni, shim'i biti. So you shall fly on wings of eagles, and you will grow to be bright and strong. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, and you are the blessing. Shema beni, shim'i biti. Shema beni, shim'i biti. Lechi lach to a land that I will show you. Lech lecha to a place you do not know. Lechi lach on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. Lechi lach. Lechi lach, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechi lach, to the place that I will show you, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. Lechi lach. One more time. And you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. Lechi lach.
Cantor Liz and Liz, come in here with us. So we're going to offer you this blessing. Let this be part of your journey forever.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha Ve'asem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May God's light always shine through you and grant you the most precious gift, the gift of shalom, of peace. Amen.
Amen.
Hands in the middle, everyone. On the count of three, Akiba. 1, 2, 3.
Akiba!
All right. We love you. Sarah Reynolds.
Hi, I'm Sarah Reynolds, and I was asked a few weeks ago who I am in the link of Judaism. Reflecting back on everything that I've been through with the Akiba family, going way back to preschool and now a sophomore in high school, attending Monday night school with all these lovely humans. The Akiba family has always been nothing but supportive and a wonderful environment. I always look forward to Mondays not only for the social aspect, but for spending time with this community. Without my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. My parents and sibling are a huge part of my life and are the reason I have such a love for this religion and community. Being a part of the Akiba community has taught me so many great traditions. My first memory of tradition in my family is a large Seder we would hold at our house. This was the first time I could connect my family to the Akiba community and the Jewish community as a whole. During day camp, we would sing songs all together in the morning before our day. I always thought this was a great start to a long day of fun activities with the people we love. These songs were all very well known throughout the whole camp, even with the little add-ons here and there. I would love to pass on these traditions for generations to come. This is how I feel so connected in the link of Judaism. I couldn't ask for a more loving and supportive confirmation class. We're all very different and unique. These differences balance out and make a great team. They always make sure to keep me involved and in the loop when I'm not able to attend fun events such as resident camp or outside events because of ballet. Thank you so much, Cantor Lonnie, Rabbi Shapiro, Randy, Melissa, Robin, the Sisterhood and Men's Group for all that you do. Thank you.
Benji, we're going to have you come forward. Sarah, that was so beautiful. We rise now. Benji, come on forward. Benji will be leading us in the Aleinu. We ask the congregation to please rise. Benji?
Aleinu l'shabela Adon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye harazot, velo shamanu kemishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkeinu vehem, vegor aleinu kecho amonam, vanachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim Lifnei Melech Malkel Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'emar V'chaya Adonai Lemelech Al Kol Haaretz Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad, Ushemo Echad.
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting bodies touch bodies and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Zachary, if you'll come forward to help us with the mourner's Kaddish.
Yit gadal, v'yit gadash.
Just read it, yeah.
Okay.
There's just a reading one, yeah.
Yit gadal, v'yit gadash, shemei rabba.
Amen.
Di rahute, ve'amlich malchute, v'hayechon, uvyomechon, uvhaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala uvizman kariv, nemru, amen. Yehesh shmei rabba mevorach, le'olam u'al almaya. Yit ba'ar v'yishtabach, v'yit ba'ar v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar v'yit haleh v'yit halal, shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'elam min kol birhata v'jirata, tush v'hata v'ne'emata, damiran bi'alma v'meru amen. Yehesh lama rabba bin shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'emru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. The prayer that Zachary just led us in is the mourner's Kaddish. Let's just take a moment to close our eyes and to remember the voices of the generations past who continue to sit on our shoulders, who are smiling with pride through the accomplishments of these extraordinary young people. May the one who creates peace in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out to one another, we create peace on earth as well. For all Israel and for all humanity, we say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated, except for Benji Corbin, who will come back forward to offer one final speech.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Benji Corbin, and as all of you have heard from my classmates, we were asked a few weeks ago, how am I a link in the chain of Judaism? Well, I've had to reflect on that question for a while. Judaism is such a broad religion. It's so broad that there are, in fact, different sects in Judaism. In my family, we are mostly Reformed Jews, In my family, we are all Reformed Jews, but back when my cousin was in college, he found his link in the chain of Judaism. From there, he converted to Orthodox Judaism. This was crazy for a 10-year-old boy who has never thought of anyone that was so invested in Judaism in his family. But now, years later, I think back to my family tree. My great-grandfather also found his link. He was a cantor who helped in his synagogue in New Jersey. And then recently, my grandfather also found his link in the chain. He also decided to follow in his father's footsteps and become a cantor. Well, just part-time, technically. But that, for me, was a prime example of Lador Vador, passing one tradition from one generation to the next. Thinking back all of this from the perspective of a 15, almost 16-year-old, one more month, I now see something very interesting. For my grandpa, he was inspired by his dad, and for my cousin, he was inspired by the communal aspect of Judaism. As for me, I am still searching for my link. From what I've seen in my life, some people find their link earlier in life, like, for example, my cousin, or later in life, like my grandpa. I still plan on keep searching for my link in Judaism by coming to temple and all the events. I want to thank Rabbi, Cantor Lonnie, Randy, Melissa, and the Sisterhood and Men's Group for reaffirming my religious beliefs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benji. Before we conclude, a word of thanks to Liz Baseman, our cantorial intern, who did a lot of, not only on Bima, help for us with our blessings, but a lot of the behind the scenes, making sure that we all were able to share in the visual tefillah, to Alex, who made sure that our Zoom and all of our technology is working, to Jeffrey Rips, our executive director, and once again to our senior educator, Randy Bischoff, who deserves another round of applause. Randy, we couldn't do any of this without your deep passion and energy and expertise, and we're so grateful to your partnership. Randy, I believe you actually put together a video montage, which we're going to look at prior to our closing song. So we're going to, Alex will turn it on in just 1 minute. And do we need to dim the lights in here? I think we're okay. Okay, we're okay. I'm going to come sit back there.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. The door of our door, nagid god lecha. The door of our door, we protect this chain. From generation to generation, the door of our door, these lips will praise your name.
Thank you, Randy, for putting that together. So we're gonna invite the congregation to stand and form a circle around the perimeter. And we want the class to be closer to the front here,
Right over here.
and Chloe up by our microphone.
You're going to be right here, on the floor.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chayim. catch lo meha. Shelter us beneath our wings, oh Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, oh Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right, oh Adonai. Amen. 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 Amen.
We invite the confirmands to come forward to the ark again to take their flowers and lead us into the social hall.